So because I have such a short video card, I'm going to have to keep an eye on the time and do this for a couple of minutes. And then turn it off and just keep coming back to it. Okay, so you've got your loose mass and your flour on the counter. You can see how soft that dough is. So you're going to pick this up and turn it over into the dough. Don't worry if there's lumps in it at the beginning, and if it's a bit sticky, just put your hands in the flour, turn it over. What's important when you're kneading is to pick up the dough. Do not try to put dough in the middle or wrap it up or things like that. So you use the wet parts that will come out naturally. So you see this is dry, and then when I squeeze it, you can see the sheen and it's wet. So I'm going to turn that over and put this down into the flour. Now, this could seem like dead air to a lot of people, but if I haven't said it since the beginning, now's as good enough time to say it as any. One of the reasons I do my videos like this is I work on the assumption that I'm doing this for people that have never seen these recipes, do not know these cooking techniques, and want to actually learn how to make these things. One personal comment I've had with a lot of cooking shows is they look really good as entertainment, but a lot of times they're not very practical because they presume knowledge on part of the audience, and they leave out a lot of the quote boring steps that the makers of the show assume that the audience knows. I make no such assumptions, and if you watch these from beginning to end, hoping I'm not boring you to death, you should, I hope, be able to make these things. Okay, that's set. That is looking just enough nice that I can turn off the camera now and hope I don't gum it up, and finish working the dough and come back. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes on the clock, and as you can see, nearly all of this flour is gone. You can start to see that it's nice and springy. Now, this is a little sticky, so what you do now, the original recipe calls for this size of dough, calls for 4 to 5 cups of flour. So I've put in 4 already, so I'll put the other cup here. This will not go in right away. What I'll do is I will bring a little bit into it, into the middle as I need it, to knead the bread and pick up the dry bits. So, for proper kneading, because I was going a bit quick, what you do is using the heel of your hands, push down, turn the dough 90 degrees, pick it up, turn it over, push down again, and just repeat that motion. You can actually pick it up by like a handful like this to turn it over. As you'll notice, this is starting to get really springy. Making bread or any kind of baked goods is always good if you've had a rough day at work, because if you want to give it a smack or two, what that will do is increase the gluten and the elasticity of it. You don't actually use that as part of the kneading process. You can just stop once in a while and give it a good whack. So I will continue for another few minutes, getting as much flour, about half of this, as I need into here, and then I'll come back and show it to you and get it ready for the first rise. So it's been another few minutes, around 5 or 6. Now, probably because of the humidity or because I let it stop halfway through, it's getting basically to the end. If you notice there's dry creases here, I will not try to put in that much more flour, because what you want to do is you want to make sure this is a cohesive mass. You do not want to try to put in as much flour as the recipe says if the dough will not accept it. This is very variable according to weather conditions, humidity of the starting ingredients, the flour, resting times, whole bunch of stuff. What you don't want to do is you don't want to have this come apart. So what I'm going to do now, and I'm just changing direction here It's basically the same motion, except I'm pulling it up and pushing it ahead instead of pulling it back. You can change directions the other way too. And I've got about a minute left on the timer, and hopefully I can finish it by then. Now, yeah, you can see it now, that what was tough is starting to get soft. And so when you're finished, the dough should be soft and smooth, but when you put your finger in it, you'll see the dough start to come out. Okay? So I'll just finish this up now, and I'll be right back. Okay, I've worked it now, and I'll just lift it up so you can see it. I'm going to set this to cover with a bowl. I'm going to grease the inside of the bowl just in case it touches the sides. You do not have to wash the bowl first, but hopefully there's enough light in here that you can see that's fairly shiny and smooth. I can just rub my hands over it without putting any flour. There is no stick. Has a nice sound when you tap it. This is what you're looking for. Okay, it's magic time. So, it's been a half an hour. You lift the bowl off and see what you got. Yeah, that basically has nearly doubled. It smells really good. That's the test. The finger stays. It's coming back a little bit, but that's okay. So you can feel the air coming out. Yeah, this is extremely soft. This is just what I wanted. You see any hard pieces that have fallen off from the inside of the bowl? Just pick them off right away. Don't let them get worked into the dough, because this is the inside of the bowl. I just greased it. I won't be needing that anymore. What I will be needing is a very sharp knife, which I'll go get, and I'll come right back. Okay, so I found my trusty paring knife. So we're going to make these into 12. So you just cut the dough in half. That's what the crumb looks like. And then scrunch these up again. Now this is just rough. They're homemade, and some will be larger than others, so you've just got to eyeball this. So that goes in quarters, so that's one. These you do want to be moving fairly quick, because you don't want them to dry out. Okay, so I'll just take one piece and show you chunks you that's about right. Okay. I'm just going to get a towel quick. Just going to throw a paper towel over these for now. Okay. So, you see what I'm doing? Okay. So now you flip it over, squeeze it in your hand, and then roll this on the counter. Okay? You can tug it a bit if you want to even it up. Don't play around with these too much. And just put it on a baking sheet that you've lined with parchment paper. If you haven't got parchment, use wax paper. Let me see how the time's doing on the camera. I got lots of time.